How's it going, everybody? My name's Chris Tenda. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Last time, we began our siege on Hyrule Castle, completing the entire interior of the castle along with a full complete route of the exterior. We also gained ourselves the Hylian Shield, one of the best shields in the game. This time, we're gonna finish everything. We're gonna read Zelda's diary, which sounds creepy, but shut up, it's got story. And then we fight Ganon and save Hyrule. Although, I will show you one easy way to cheese the entirety of the castle if you really don't feel like fighting anything. First, let's get this diary out of the way. First page. Today, I met with Impa of the Sheikah and began my research into the ancient technology in earnest. Impa introduced me to Pura and Robbie, other respected members of her tribe. Tomorrow, I embark on an excavation with them. We hope to find an ancient tech with which to operate the Guidance Stone. Today, we uncovered some ancient technology that we believed may have the power to control the Guidance Stone. It is a rectangular object, small enough to be held into my two hands. Sheikah text is featured prominently on it. It is made of an unknown material, but we believe it is the same as the shrines scattered across each region. Impa proposed that I hold on to it for now. I hope that it leads to some development in our research. The stone relic we discovered has been named. We are calling it the Sheikah Slate. We have not found any mention of a name for this object in the records we have unearthed so far. Nevertheless, Pura insisted we call it the Sheikah Slate, as the relic is a slate made by the Sheikah tribe. Feels a bit on the nose to me, but it was not a fight that I thought I could win. We did it. We were finally able to restore some functionality to the Sheikah Slate. We have considered that this stone slate is capable of producing perfect likenesses of the things you point at it. Unlike normal pictures drawn by hand, this requires no artist to capture anything in perfect detail. I deeply admire the accomplishments of the Sheikah technology. Still, I know there is more to learn. There must be. We believe the Sheikah Slate may have a function that will allow it to control the Guidance Stone. We must continue our research, and quickly. We have started training the champions who will pilot the Divine Beasts. It may sound rude that I found this unexpected, but Mipha mastered her controls with surprising ease. Daruk struggled at first, but eventually got the hang of it. Urbosa and Rivali both managed just fine as well. I can finally see the light of hope in our fight against the rising calamity. Robbie has restored mobility to many of the guardians we've excavated. But we've still yet to find all of the guardians. Records mention a greater number of them, and even other types. They are said to be stored in the 5 giant columns that rest beneath Hyrule Castle. The thing is, no matter how I search beneath the castle, I can't seem to locate these columns. They must be buried deep. Were they perhaps destined to sense the appearance of Calamity Ganon and to only activate upon his return? Countless ancient structures are being discovered across Hyrule, but all attempts to enter them have failed. Records indicate that these facilities designed to train the hero who is fated to combat the calamity. But the crucial activation mechanism remains a mystery. Is the Sheikah Slate the key to activating them? This is Pura's theory, and I concur, and yet, my experiments so far have been fruitless. Still, we must exhaustively investigate all means of opposing the calamity. We must not give up, no matter what. I spoke with Pura about the Shrine of Resurrection we discovered earlier. As we speculated, this particular shrine, is in fact a medical facility with the power to heal. It also has a long-term stasis function that can be activated and maintained until healing is complete. In the war against the calamity 10,000 years ago, were the injuries so great as to necessitate such a facility? If so, I will remain uneasy until we have made all adjustments necessary to restore it to full working order. I can only pray that even if Calamity Ganon returns, our battle will not require the Shrine of Resurrection's power. Okay, holy information dump. So now we know why Link was able to survive 100 years, especially after the fate of the battle that we saw. We know what the Resurrection Chamber was, but we didn't know exactly how they had it, how it worked, anything like that, but now I suppose we know. Oh, looks like there's more of Zelda's diary. After meeting with the champions, I left to research the ancient technology, but nothing of note came of my research. The return of Ganon looms, a dark force taunting us from afar. I must learn all I can about the relic so we can stop him. If the fortune teller's prophecy is to be believed, there isn't much time left. But turning over these thoughts in my head puts me ill at ease. I suppose I should turn in for the night. P.S. Tomorrow my father is assigning him as my appointed knight. I set out for Goron City to make adjustments to Divine Beast of Arudania. I still recall feeling his eyes on me as I walked ahead. The feeling stayed with me so long I grew anxious and weary. It is the same feeling I felt before in his company, and still not a word passes his lips. I never know what he's thinking. It makes my imagination run wild, guessing at what he's thinking about will not say. What does the boy chosen by the sword that seals the darkness think of me? Will I ever truly know? Then I suppose it's simple. A daughter of Hyrule's royal family, yet unable to use sealing magic. He must despise me. I said something awful to him today. My research was going nowhere. I was feeling depressed, and I had told him repeatedly to not accompany me. But he did anyway, as he always does, and so I yelled at him without restraint. He seemed confused by my anger. I feel terribly guilty, and that guilt only makes me more agitated than I was before. So this obviously must be right near the memory where she was trying to figure out how to activate the shrine. I am unsure how to put today's events into words. Words so often evade me lately, and now more than ever. He saved me without a thought for his own life. He protected me from the ruthless blades of the Yiga clan, so this obviously is the memory in the desert. Though I've been cold to him all this time, taking my selfish and childish anger out on him at every turn, still, he was there for me. I won't ever forget that. Tomorrow, I shall apologize for all that has transpired between us. And then, I'll try talking to him, to Link. It's worth a shot. Bit by bit, I've gotten Link to open up to me. It turns out he's quite a glutton and can't resist a delicious meal. How'd you know? When I finally got around to asking why he's so quiet all the time, I could tell it was difficult for him to say. But he did. With so much at stake and so many eyes upon him, he feels it necessary to stay strong and silently bearing any burden. A feeling I know all too well. For him, it has caused him to stop outwardly expressing his thoughts and feelings. I always believed him to be a simply gifted person who had never faced a day of hardship. How wrong I was. Everyone has struggles that go unseen by the world. I was so absorbed with my own problems, I failed to see his. I wish to talk with him more and to see what lies beneath those calm waters, to hear him speak freely and openly. And perhaps I, too, will be able to bare my soul to him and share my demons. Share my demons that have plagued me all these years. Father scolded me again today. He told me I am to have nothing more to do with the research of ancient technology. So this was actually the memory right outside. He insisted that I focus instead on training that will help me awaken my sealing magic. I was so frustrated and ashamed that I could not even speak. I've been training since I was a child, and yet... Mother passed away the year before my training was to begin. In losing her, I lost not just a mother, but a teacher. Mother used to smile and tell me, "Zelda, my love, you will always be well in the end. You can do anything." But she was wrong. No matter how I will try or how much time passes, the sealing power that is my birthright evades me. Tomorrow, I will journey with Link to the Spring of Power to train, but this too will end in failure. Such is my curse. I had a dream last night. In a place consumed by darkness, a lone woman gazed at me, hollowed by blinding light. I sensed she was not of this world. I don't know if she was a fairy or a goddess, but she was beautiful. Her lips spoke urgently, but her voice did not reach me. I would have heard her if my power was awoken. Or was my dream simply a manifestation of my own fears? I am sure I will know the answer soon, whether I wish to or not. I turned 17 today. That means this is the day I will finally be allowed to train at the Spring of Wisdom. When Link arrives, we will set out for Mount Lanayru. The other champions will accompany us there. I have not seen my father since he last scolded me. Things are too strained now. I will meet with him when I return. Actually, I've had a horrible feeling ever since that weird dream. No one would ever believe a failure of a princess, but right now, for no particular reason, I am filled with a strange and terrible certainty that something awful is about to happen. Well, given the fact that there's no more diary entries, ouch, we know something terrible did happen, if the memory didn't already make that obvious enough. Those were Zelda's diary entries, giving us some more insight onto what she was thinking this entire time. Now, without further ado, I'm gonna show you how to cheese getting all the way through Hyrule Castle. Then when the fight with Ganon begins. See you all there. Okay, the castle's entrance is right there. I am right here on the map. The best way to cheese this whole place is via the waterfalls. Put on your Zora armor and glide on over. Recommend getting just a little bit of stamina. And check this out. By using every waterfall available to us, there is a clear path set for us to get from the very entrance of Hyrule Castle all the way to Ganon himself. And I'm not exaggerating here, I'm talking straight to Ganon. I'm gonna let you guys listen to the beautiful music here for a second because we're not gonna be able to hear it during the fight that much. I'll see you all again. Just like that, a few waterfalls down, we are at Ganon. Highly recommend you guys wear the Barbarian set for this. And I think it's only fitting. We're gonna want... I like to use bomb arrows, Savage Lionel bow, Hylian shield. Everybody, this is it. Just to be on the safe side, let's save.
Link. 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 I'm sorry, but my power isn't strong enough. I can't hold it.
has finally come. Brace yourself, Ganon, for the sting of my revenge!
This will be our final opportunity. We will not fail.
Let's go, little guy! Now! Open up wide, Ganon!
100 years in the making. Hold on, Princess. Our moment has arrived.
Okay. Every divine beast that you have saved will take off another chunk of Calamity Ganon's health. If you don't save a single divine beast, he starts the fight at full health, making this one of the hardest fights in the game. Ganon has a spear from Water Blight Ganon for range. He has a gun from Wind Blight Ganon for even more range. The big fire axe from Fire Blight Ganon for up close damage. And I guess the claw for quick attacking from Thunder Blight Ganon? That one I don't really understand, but I mean, I don't think it's really a matter of understanding it. It's a matter of dodging it and using his weaknesses to your advantage. And his weaknesses are that he can get stunned like a maniac like that. Okay. If you can successfully deflect any of his attacks back at him, oh gosh, all right, let's get out of the way. Then he gets stunned for a really, really long time. The only one that I really recommend that you try to deflect is that spear. It moves slow enough when it's flying through the air that you can hit it decently enough. Watch out for that big fire axe, because that thing will not hesitate to destroy you. There will be weapons that appear throughout the arena, so you don't have, you know, zero chance if all your weapons break, but it's just going to be very, very difficult to take him out. All right, now that we got that all out of the way, come on, Ganon. All right. Oh, we got a flurry rush on him. That's another one of his weaknesses. He attacks pretty slow, which means that you can get a good old flurry rush on him. Using the Master Sword and Barbarian gear is probably going to be your best bet for this fight. But I gotta say, there really isn't much to this fight that we haven't seen before. It's just a combination of attacks that we've seen on different kinds of enemies. Oh! All right, we got him down to about a quarter health. This is when the real fight begins. But first, I'm just gonna use a quick healing item. All right, Ganon, what are you doing? All right, got another deflection on him. And hitting a deflected shot is going to take him out of his almost invulnerable phase. If you're good enough at deflection, which I recommend that you practice, this part of the fight should be a breeze for you. Nice. Since the arena is very small, right when you start to see the attack charge up, and the frame you see it leave his gun is when I recommend attacking. All right. There's one more. All right, Ganon. Take this!
Ganon. Ganon was born out of a dark past. He is a pure embodiment of the ancient evil that is reborn time and time again. He has given up on reincarnation and assumed his pure, enraged form. If set free upon our world, the destruction will be unlike anything ever seen before. Trust you with the bow of light, a powerful weapon in the face of evil. Link, you may not yet be at a point where you have fully recovered your power, or all of your memories. But courage need not be remembered, for it is never forgotten.
This is Dark Beast Ganon, the real big bad final boss of the game. However, Zelda entrusts us with the Bow of Light, the only thing that can even leave a mark on this guy. Dark Beast Ganon has only 8 health, but that doesn't mean that you can hit him with a stick a few times and call it good. You gotta hit him with the Bow of Light 8 times for this fight to be over, and he will have certain weak points that you gotta take advantage of. Use your horse to go around and take out those weak points.
May you be victorious.
Zelda and all of Hyrule is counting on us. We can't lose now. Circling around. There's our first weak point. Got him. Zelda will illuminate the weak points for us, making this fight a lot easier if you can see the big Triforce glowing on the bad boy himself. I don't want to call him bad boy. All right, now let's check the other side. This side should be all done. Having a horse with a lot of stamina in this fight is also going to be good, because that means you can get around him even quicker. Stay away from the front of him, though. That's really the only serious, dangerous part about him. All right, Zelda, I could use the other spot. All right, let's go. Come on. Thought I got it. There we go. That was weird. Alita, I wouldn't stand there. All right, just a few more hits and he should be dead. So this was the embodiment of all that evil that was taking over Hyrule Castle, huh? Gotta say, they really went all out with the pig vibe, which we haven't seen in a long time. Oop, going for the underbelly this time.
So close. Link, look up there.
Up where? This is it.
It's the very core of Ganon's being. Do what you must, Link.
From Mipha, Urbosa, Revali, and Daruk, I will let my arrow fly. For all the Guardians that lost their lives and all the Hyruleans you have killed,
Finish him, Link.
the Bow of Light will be your demise. Die, Ganon!
I've been keeping watch over you all this time. I've witnessed your struggles to return to us, as well as your trials in battle. I always thought, no, I always believed that you would find a way to defeat Ganon. I never lost faith in you over these many years. Thank you, Link. The hero of Hyrule. May I ask, do you really remember me?
I have chills. ladies and gentlemen, that was Breath of the Wild. What can I say? One of Nintendo's finest games of the recent decade, of possibly their entire history. This was a take on Zelda that was so well received when it first came out, and even to this day, that this is one of the first Zelda games that is getting a direct sequel. And as I mentioned in a previous episode, a company that worked on the Xenoblade franchise even worked on this. And if you've played Xenoblade, you know that is an action-adventure-esque fantasy RPG that is very heavy on exploration. And Zelda has always been about side quests, but when you really think about it, the worlds are fairly small. They took that and turned it on its head, giving it the Xenoblade treatment and giving you a Zelda experience all about exploration and world development. Majora's Mask had a lot of world development, but that was more on the characters. This gave you nothing from the get-go and left you with an experience that I will never forget. The story is amazing. The champions, the divine beasts, everything this game brought to the table, I thought was wonderfully executed and honestly leaves me wanting more, which is why I'm excited for a sequel and the newly announced Hyrule Warriors, which is going to have an DLC or something coming out that will tell us more about what happened 100 years ago. I'm excited for that. When a game leaves you wanting more like this, that is a sign of a good story. Gameplay is something that also needs to be talked about here. The gameplay of Breath of the Wild is unlike any game I have ever played, with the weapon breaking system shaking things up, meaning that you have to try weapons that you may have never tried before. Granted, there's only 4 weapon types: bows, swords, which would be one-handed, heavy weapons, and spears. You really don't have to worry about too many weapon variants, just the different weapons' damage and all that kind of stuff. So you pretty much get to pick your favorite melee weapon and then your favorite type of bow. Personally, I like the bows that launch multiple arrows, and I just prefer swords that can attack really quickly and allow me to flurry rush like a maniac. You've seen how I play the game, so you all know what I'm talking about here. The enemy variants having different colors, getting more difficult as they go on, the Lionels and Moldugas and everything that can happen at any time throughout the map, giving you a sudden rush of adrenaline because you're like, oh, I wasn't prepared for this. It is way better than any other Zelda game because it really makes you feel like you're going on an adventure and you're not prepared. Almost the same feeling that you get when you're playing Skyrim and you come across a big open field and all of a sudden you hear the dragon music start playing. And I know everyone has an easy time with the dragons now, but early game, and when the game was still new, it was fun. Music. I don't even know where to begin with this game. It has very, very ambient piano pieces that play throughout the game, or throughout the map rather, but when you get to a fight or an area of interest, oh my gosh, the music is beautiful. Mixing in both original orchestrated scores along with remake scores of older songs like Dragon Roost Island, older themes, and just everything of the sort. This is a wonderful, wonderful soundtrack. I just wish that there was a few more pieces that I could note, because obviously we all know the battle theme and the occasional town theme, even Hyrule Castle, but the score doesn't beat anything compared to something like Ocarina or Link to the Past or anything like that. It's good, just not as memorable as I would have liked it to be. I know I already talked about the characters in saying that the story was great, but I mean, just having all these little quests that you don't even have to do. Like, there was the Terrytown quest, and we got the marriage thing going on, and then all the little Divine Beast quests where we had Prince Sidon. On screen you're seeing right now, it was... I can't remember her name. Riju, and then you went to Goron City, and there was Zenobu, and just all of this great, great side stuff that even tied into the main story with them all being somewhat related to the to the champions of old. I thought it was just such good world building and makes me just so excited to learn more about these characters. And each and every one of these characters, as you know, as the story went on, I felt so much emotion for. Mipha and her feelings towards Link, Urbosa and her almost motherly demeanor towards Zelda, the almost bro-ish attitude between Daruk and Link, and the sort of rivalry between Link and Revali. It's just, I felt like they were almost a real family, even though we only had limited interactions with them. And all the side quest stuff too, like that is great. There were so many side quests I didn't even get to show off, and I wanted to. Like there was almost like a little matchmaking side quest I could have done in this cool little pond that's shaped like a broken heart. Tons of little side quests that can earn you extra rupees and just little items here and there. Just hundreds that I didn't show off. Don't even get me started on the Korok seeds that can keep you playing this game for God knows how long. This game has so much to offer in terms of side quest, wonderful characters, amazing gameplay, music that'll keep you humming and listening for hours on end, and just an overall experience that you will want to come back to. Trust me, the first time I played this game, I beat Ganon, started up Master Mode. Not even exaggerating there. I do want to say a few things. I hope you all enjoyed the bio setup of this series. I am well aware that they are not as pretty to look at as I wanted them to, but still learning the ropes of all these different programs I'm using to make them. I will be using that bio feature for almost every game that I play in the future. Just know that. Games like Pokemon, Pikmin, anything that has an enemy with a health bar, I'm gonna have a bio for and tell you ways that you can get around it. I am well aware that this series took a long time to finish, and I greatly apologize for that, but I was in a very, very important time in my life. Graduating high school, graduating college, starting college before that. Just so much has happened throughout my life, and I gotta say, I'm very glad that I had this game to kind of keep me busy throughout it. Anytime life would get a little difficult, I would just start recording and kind of get back into the groove of things, and all my troubles would almost melt away. So, to anyone who is there since the beginning, I greatly appreciate your viewership. But that's in the past, and this is now. I just want to say that from this point on, I'm going to start treating YouTube less like a hobby and more like a job. A career, I should say. Things are about to get a lot more adventurous from here on out, many more series to come, and so many ideas that I can't wait to share with you all. But I'll get to that a different day. Thank you all for watching my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. This is a big milestone in my life, and I'm glad that you all could have seen it.
We'll make our way to Zora's domain. Divine Beast Varuta. Looks like it's stopped working. Let's investigate the situation. Mipha's father. I believe he would like to hear more about her. The least we can do is visit him and offer him some closure. Although Ganon is gone for now, there is still so much more for us to do. And so many painful memories that we must bear. I believe in my heart that if all of us work together, we can restore Hyrule to its former glory. Perhaps even beyond, but it all must start with us. Let's be off. I can no longer hear the voice inside the sword. I suppose it would make sense if my power had dwindled over the past 100 years. I'm surprised to admit it, but I can accept that.